and welcome to ETTO's Catch Up, the only show for your source of ketchup.
Yes.
Hey.
Close enough.
I had it written and I still didn't say it correctly. Today on the show, f***ing stop talking.
And don't take my milk away.
Ooh, that's exciting. We're really aggressive this episode.
Yeah. This is so angry.
I also just want to say Andrew Garfield, because apparently I didn't say it last episode and everyone was surprised that his name was not mentioned at least once by one of us, so get it out of the way this
Did that
week.
come up?
Yeah. Apparently it was a shock that he was never mentioned. There you go.
Well, he was mentioned throughout our week this week.
Yeah.
We talked about him a fair bit. So.
It was a very Garfield week. It was good. It was very good.
This is the best.
Speaking of weeks, anything exciting in yours?
I had a funny experience that was similar to an experience I mentioned on last week's show.
Interesting.
So I went out to dinner with my girlfriend and her housemates cousin and cousin's partner.
Yeah.
Who were down from Wollongong.
Mm-hmm.
When I walked in, my girlfriend was like, "This is insert name."
Mm-hmm.
He grew up in the same area you grew up. You probably have a whole bunch of, people that you both know.
Yeah.
Like, interesting. All right. So I started talking to him, found out what school he went to.
Yeah.
I was like, I did a prac at that school.
Good.
And my thesis.
Yeah.
You can see where this is going. And he was like, "Oh, what teacher did you take over?" And I was like, "Such and such teacher."
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he was like, "What year?" And I was like, "Yeah, 2014. He's like, "I thought I recognized you."
Good.
You taught me math.
Oh my God.
Not even in like Western Melbourne.
Yeah.
Can I get away from the students that I taught in New South Wales like 6 years ago?
That's insane. You're like the Clint Eastwood of teaching students.
It's bizarre. What does that mean?
He's got 9 kids to just different people. So
Right.
you're just scattering your teaching seed across the...
That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what I've done.
Yeah.
Also, one of the things, because I'm like, I don't really recognize you. And he's like, that's probably because, I had a lot of my like drum lessons and stuff. I tried to organize them at my maths classes because I didn't like maths. And I'm like, in my head, I didn't say anything, but I'm like, I remember a kid coming in and out of my class all the time because of maths classes. And it was him.
That's amazing.
Freaking him.
Point of reference.
But now, but you may come across him one day because he's now an audio technician at the Opera House and the ABC
Amazing.
in New South Wales.
Sick. All right. You'll have to send a pic. I'll look out for him.
For sure.
That's
just
so funny.
freaking bizarre. What a weird crossover. How about you? How's your week?
Good. Nothing really going on in my week apart from Pocket Pals, which was on Thursday.
Yes.
Jumped in with all the great people. Our team lost because Syntax and I don't play games. Boffin is a Nintendo person, but unfortunately, just didn't work out. Whereas you've got Ben, who is an encyclopedic gamer, as well as Avexia, who's an encyclopedic gamer, and Peyton, who's a joy and also seems to know a lot about Zelda, which a lot of the questions were. So we just had no chance of winning. But it was 83 to 132, which isn't that bad because the last round, all the questions are like 6 points. So they just like got a decent amount of those and just like exploded.
So it was like fairly even the whole way, and then just
last round just took over. But also, this is the last ever catch up with us in it because ETTO is now in possession of Ben, Peyton, and Avexia. So this is the last time we're gonna wacka wacka, I guess. So let's do that.
Wacka wacka.
Wacka wacka.
It took me a dumb amount of time to actually process what you meant.
Yeah, okay.
By that, but I get it now, and that's very sad.
Yeah. This is the last one.
I just didn't react at all.
No, you didn't.
To the fact that the company's been taken over.
Yeah. It was what was on the line, and it's what was won. So,
look, that's fair enough. Is that actually how it was?
Mm-hmm. That's what
advertised
as the glorious music, and it was advertised as the glorious music of the points were revealed. Necrotex is like, I believe there's a channel that has changed ownership now. So
That's great. That's good fun.
Very fun.
I like it. Very good.
But very sad. Something that isn't sad is just before my actual first piece of news, there was an interview, just because we've kind of tracked this career for a while, and I thought I'd just quickly update you.
Andrew Garfield.
There was an interview after they watched The Fabelmans, and it was Steven Spielberg and John Williams, and there was a question that was like, because John Williams is retired now, after Indiana Jones, he was like, that's it. That's me for now. And someone was like, because he scored The Fabelmans, they were like, would you come back? And he's like, if he does another movie, I'll do it. So it's like, okay, so you're not retired, you fucking idiot.
You just exclusively work for Steven.
Yeah. And Steven Spielberg's like, sure, of course.
That's so funny. Man.
So at 90 years old, he's still not done.
People should just retire when they say they should.
Nah, he's not going to do it. Speaking of sound, which is John Williams' specialty, I got a little thing that's going to get rid of sounds in your day-to-day life.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the don't talking thing at the start.
Yeah, right.
This is called, it's called the MuTalk. Have you heard of the MuTalk?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, good. Or as PC Gamer says, the gamer muzzle. So the MuTalk is and I'll bring up a video of it, and I'll explain what it looks like for audio listeners. The MuTalk is a wireless microphone that covers your entire mouth, and it basically looks like VR for your teeth. So this is what it looks like.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so it looks like a mini Oculus Quest that you've just strapped to your mouth. Is basically what it is. According to the creators Shift Tall, you hold the MuTalk over your mouth during a meeting or call, and people nearby won't be able to hear you because it uses the Helmholtz resonator principle that can muffle sound to negative 30 decibels. So that's the premise. It looks insane.
It does.
It's like, as an idea, it's actually genius. Like, I get it. But it's also just very silly. It also says that the mouth pad for the MuTalk has a removable moisture-absorbing cushion that receives saliva and splashes and can be washed in water. Because, of course, if you're covering your entire mouth, you're just spitting into a cavern.
Absolutely, yeah. I was wondering about that, especially when it said it absorbs it. I'm like, well, where does that go then?
Yeah.
But if you can wash it, that's pretty
There's
good.
a little pad in there that you can wash.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I like it. Because literally last night I was happy birthday to Ben.
Happy birthday to Ben.
I went out to Ben Argan's birthday dinner.
Yep.
And his housemate was there. And as we were talking, it came up to, I think his mum actually mentioned him being in his shed back at their place. And like how they would go to bed, and you could just hear him just being like, "Hello, everybody. It's me, Ben. I'm just streaming." Yeah. And then she was like, and every now and again you hear her. I'm like, that's so good.
Oh, Ben.
Oh man. Yeah. Which was very funny and fun. But yeah. Ben should just get one of these. That would go down really well on a stream.
Yeah.
Definitely not awkward to look at.
Not at all. They also say that because it doesn't actually cover the nose as well, your voice will sound different because it's not going to pick up any nasal sounds.
Oh, yeah.
Which is interesting.
Weird.
Because microphones generally don't just suck in just the mouth sounds. It's everything that's coming out.
It's just everything here.
Yeah. So
totally interesting.
Yeah. Weird. It's $200 and it's going to be on sale only in the US for now.
Yeah.
So the MuTalk, everybody.
Why not? Well, putting something over your mouth to putting something in your mouth, or maybe not putting something in your mouth. An IGA in Albury, New South Wales has gone to war with the local Dare Iced Coffee distributor, the Juicy Cow.
No. The Juicy Cow.
After a confrontation, back in October, due to a missed delivery during a busy weekend, the distributor has stopped distributing Dare Iced Coffee and other Bega products. I didn't realize that Dare was owned by Bega, but it makes sense, I guess. It's all dairy.
Yeah.
Has just stopped distributing the Dare Iced Coffee to that particular IGA. So there's just a blank spot for Dare Iced Coffees that has nothing in it. The owner of the IGA, or the manager, I'm not sure who exactly, left messages on the fridge door, which have been posted to Twitter, explaining the situation in a very, very passive aggressive manner. It's so good. It's ridiculous. It's so funny. One of the messages reads, "Dare Ice Coffee not being delivered as the sole supplier in Albury has had his feelings hurt."
Good.
Yeah, and the second one, apologies. Milk will possibly be in on Thursday due to the unprofessional and rude attitude of the distributor, the Juicy Cow. They have the monopoly and don't give a hoot.
Wow. Don't give a hoot.
So yeah, it's so like passive aggressive, but
cheeky,
like family friendly still. Like. So it's very funny. The owner has come out and said the biggest issue with all of this is communication. They ring in, they're emailing, but they get no return phone calls. They get nothing back from the distributor. But since this has happened and it's gone to like 9 News, like there's articles on this now. Because people that have gone into the store have seen it, taken photos, posted it. Now
it's exploding.
Like it's gone viral. Bega have apparently stepped in now and are like distributing directly. But like they couldn't go to other people to bring them because they like have to go through this distributor. So I'm not entirely sure how
they've cut through now.
How they've cut through, whether they've like forced the Juicy Cow to do it or whether they like Bega themselves can step over the top of them because they're freaking Bega. It's bizarre. It's so funny. But this piece of news comes from Dolphin Pants. Both of my pieces of news came from Dolphin Pants, who basically said this is the most ETTO news that has ever happened. So there you go.
That's so sad. So especially because like of like all the places, there's 2 places about that I consider retreating to if I was going to like live somewhere, and one of them's the mountains, like the Blue Mountains, and the other one is Albury, because every time I've been there, it's just fucking delightful, and like the food's just great. It's so quiet.
It's quiet.
It's so nice.
Yeah, there's nothing happening. There's no one there.
But now there's potentially milk shortages, so who knows? That might have to strike from my. Not anymore,
absolutely.
But it might need to have been striked from my...
Yes, maybe go Wodonga, the next town just over the border in Victoria.
Yeah, safer.
Similar. I think it's a little bigger as well, so there's a little bit more going on, but not potentially, hopefully, not any rows between IGA and the Juicy Cow.
Fucking Juicy Cows. There's no link.
Don't do that.
Don't fuck those Juicy Cows. Did you say you had 2 news?
Yeah, an Xbox exclusive crossover team up with a very obvious snack company. Who would you think, Will? Who would you think Xbox obvious snack company? Unless you've already seen this.
Seen it, so I'll say like KFC.
Oh, you're so wrong, you idiot.
Damn, that's why I lost Pocket Pals.
That's right.
I'm a fool.
That's it. Xbox is teaming up with very obvious snack company Oreo.
Why?
Because of course, the obvious gaming snack. Was that one of our gaming snacks to attack? Was there Oreos? I don't think there was.
No.
There should have been now, though.
Yeah. Should have seen the future.
Oreo, hit us up. Yeah, sponsor us. I'd eat Oreos.
There we go. That's the message I'm going to send to Oreo.
That's right.
I'd eat them.
Yes. Well, they're vegan. I'm not vegan, but they're vegan.
You're selling it.
I'm doing well. I am selling it. Anyone can eat them, even if you're vegan.
Anyone can eat them.
That's right.
No teeth. Just crush them in your gums.
That's right. Well, you dip them in your milk, and then they get real soft.
All of this is gold.
Much easier to crush in your gums.
All of this. I'm sending all of this. It's good.
Yeah.
Done.
Thank you so much. Xbox are crushing them in their gums. So from a statement on Xbox's website, they've said, for the first time ever in 22 countries, Europe only.
Damn it.
Freaking sucks.
Damn it.
Oreo will be releasing special edition packs with multiple new cookie designs, bringing together the iconography of Xbox with the deliciousness of Oreo.
Ooh!
The cookies will have the Xbox logo printed on them, as well as the iconic A, B, X, and Y controller buttons and directional arrows.
Amazing.
Which is pretty cool. Oreo, hit us up. Us being the entirety of Australia.
Yeah. Imagine
So by scanning...
if that was us, we did that.
Yeah.
We forced them to bring
Please.
that promotion to a country.
Come on. Man, imagine the viewership. We
Amazing.
go up by like 5.
Yeah, we don't. Well, that's a push. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, we
3 to
already
5.
have most of Australia listening to us,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
there's not many people
And
left
Germany.
to jump on board.
Never
And
don't
Germany.
forget the Germans.
That's right.
Yeah.
So by scanning the Oreo Xbox Special Edition cookies and cracking the exclusive cookie combinations, yeah, probably that.
Mm-hmm.
I would have said elusive, but maybe because you're cracking an elusive code.
Yeah.
Either way, cookie combinations inspired by the cheat codes hidden in games throughout
Sick.
history.
Nice.
Fans can unlock a range of prizes.
Cool.
It's very, very cool. I like it.
Why isn't it green? Why isn't the filling green? As disgusting as that is, why isn't it
yeah.
green inside?
You could do like mint choc Oreos,
Yeah.
and then make them green, and then it wouldn't be gross.
No. Yeah, because it's got a purpose behind the green.
Or like a pistachio. Like pistachio flavored things are usually green.
Yep, we're giving this to you.
That would be quite nice, like choc nut sort of. Oh man.
Love some choc nuts. So
Some choc nuts.
Squishy choc nuts.
Oreo, come on. Come on.
Give us that nuttage.
Man,
that's
please.
funny. That's very funny.
So some of the exclusive content that you can get, exclusive Oreo themed in-game content.
Cool.
I didn't know about this until I looked it up just before this podcast.
Yeah.
Such as armor packs and vehicle skins for popular titles like Forza. You get armor in Forza. It's probably not the armor.
Yeah, no.
Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, okay.
And Halo Infinite.
Sick.
Which is pretty cool.
Who's rocking that, though?
I freaking would if Oreo brought him here.
Yeah.
Come on. I would play so much Forza Horizon
gonna say,
if there was Oreo packs.
This is now promo for Xbox. Josh would play Xbox games if he could get some Oreos in him.
Well, I currently am playing
That's
a game
true.
on...
We're already
but I'm
utilizing the Game Pass.
not mentioning it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yes. And I there are a few games that I've downloaded that I'm like, I'm going to play more of you. One of them is Tunic. I think I mentioned it last week.
Yeah.
Tunic is great.
Yep.
It's a Zelda game. I'm going to talk about it more when I play it more.
There you go.
But it's great. I also, one last thing on this. Anyone that sort of enters all of this stuff and tries to win their thing also goes in the draw to win prizes ranging from custom Oreo hardware, Xbox consoles, Game Pass Ultimate memberships. Man, I'm struggling. And a holiday experience for the whole family to Oreo Land. Oreo Land doesn't exist. That's not a thing. But a holiday experience.
Yeah,
Lovely.
cool. That's very cool. Imagine if they made it just for this. They made Oreo World just for this promotion.
Just for this one thing, yeah, and then they just tear it down.
Yeah, it's like the Ghostbusters house. They fucking made that up, and then they're like, yeah, one night only you can stay in
Yeah, a
this.
single night.
Idiots.
Ridiculous. What the heck?
All right, I'll bring us home with news from a film that I've not seen yet, but I do want to see. Megan says no to Hate. Obviously, Megan is the new kind of thriller horror film that's going around.
It is like getting some views. A lot more views than I would have expected for a horror film.
Totally.
Like, it's crazy.
I'm getting serious It vibes in the sense that it's maybe not as scary as like it could be. It's more of an it's like it's not actually scary. It's clever and fun, but it's not like I'm not going to have nightmares. It's just it's a little silly fun movie.
Yeah.
So I think it's getting more views as well. Like more people are seeing it than probably expected. But
totally.
some people on Twitter aren't being kind to it, and so the official Megan Twitter page recalibrates negative reviews and tweets them out again. It's very
interesting.
fun. They're shared as brief video files, so the original tweet comes up. It's also quote tweeted, so you can see the original one as well. The original tweet comes up, recalibrates, and then rewrites itself. And there's also an audio line from Megan about the specific username, which is also quite cool.
Interesting.
So I don't know.
That's cool.
I don't know if it's being recorded by the actress or they've like AI'd it and it's just like a voice filter.
Yeah.
But an example is there's one from Thor Benson, and so when this one comes up, it's like, "You're not a god, Thor." Blah blah blah. Like it's very specific, which is very fun.
Good.
And he tweeted, "I'm not watching Megan because I'm a millennial and I'm loyal to Chucky," or as I've written, Chunky.
Yes.
Good.
Loyal to them Kit Kats.
Yeah, we're gonna take all the snacks this pod.
Stick with it, Thor Benson.
Thor Benson, and then it gets changed to I'm watching Megan because I'm a millennial and I'm loyal, which is very fun.
Nice.
And also
nice.
on that one, Chucky has replied and is like to the original tweet and is like, "I love you, Thor. You're the best," which is very fun.
Great.
And then there's another one that's like, "Not gonna lie, this movie is 6.5 out of 10 in my opinion." Obviously gets changed to "Not gonna lie, this movie is 10 out of 10 in my opinion." So
Awesome.
just a fun little thing, throwing back hate at a lot of tweeters, and it's a cool thing because they did not a similar thing, but for Violent Night. Like I was tweeting out about that movie, and they took those tweets and put them into a little video that had David Harbour like breaking your tweet and stuff like that.
Cool.
Which is really fun.
Yeah.
So
nice.
more of that.
Did you hear about? Yeah. Did you hear about the TikToks that were coming around the Santa Clauses?
No, I don't think I did.
Did you hear about that?
No.
So Tim Allen responded to like a whole bunch of
I did see
tweets and stuff about it.
Yeah.
But it was like
The same lines.
the same. Yeah, like they just got him in a room
Yeah.
and just had it be like, "Glad you like the movie,"
Yeah.
or like, "You're a big fan of Christmas, aren't you?" And would just stick it on the back of like, a tweet that's read out or something. It's like
That's a bit off.
half the time it was not even close to what they were talking about.
Yeah.
It's like, "Tim Allen's so funny. You're a big fan of Christmas, aren't you?" Like,
I can't believe he arranged those words. He's a genius. God.
so good.
Less of that. That's dumb.
Yeah. So it feels like a better version of that.
Yes.
I like that like movies are now becoming their own personalities online. Like
Yeah.
a movie has a social media team behind it.
Totally. Yeah. It's cute. It's like there's a Miss Minutes account that like tweets things before like Ant-Man trailer comes out and stuff like that. There's like there's fun little things that are there. And it's weird. In my brain, that Twitter account is run by Tara Strong, but it definitely isn't. But there's just... She
Totally,
is
yeah,
Miss
yeah.
Minutes. So
I can imagine that.
Yeah. But there you go.
That's great.
Speaking of minutes, let's move on to our next one because that's the end of the news.
Minutes.
It's a new minute. This is the ad read. We still have no ads to read. I wanted to... No. What I was going to say. I'll say the better version, then I'll come back. Well,
All right.
I want to shout out my cousins. What I was going to say was I want to plug my cousins.
Yes, good.
I don't want to plug my cousins.
Good.
At Christmas, Dean and James told me they listened to the pods. I knew they did, but Dean showed me his Spotify thing, and it's like we're the most listened to pod of the year.
So good.
So, love you guys. James chucks it on his telly, which I was surprised about as well, pod-wise. I can't imagine seeing this on television, but if we are currently...
Terrifying.
Hey.
Yeah, I still have like tired face.
Oh, I woke up 50 minutes ago.
Yeah,
I woke up
okay.
at 11.
Yeah.
So
I woke up at 10 but
Yeah.
got up at like 1:45, so I was still like, smushed up against the thing and trying to watch YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Oh,
So thanks for listening and enjoying our tired eyes.
caught in 4K. This isn't recorded in 4K.
God, no. It doesn't deserve to be. But thank you for listening, cousins. I don't want to plug you. What I do like to plug is cues from yous. See, I can never change those songs. I said it last week. I was like, how do I refresh this podcast with new music? We can't. We can never do it.
Nah, it's so good.
We just need to buy those
You've chosen
songs.
you've chosen just the best music.
So fun. So fun.
So good.
Do you want to kick us off with a cue from them?
I can kick us off with a cue from them. Let's keep on the Santa Clauses bandwagon from Lawcat. I think I got it right that time.
You did.
Yes, good. Thank you. I look to you for acceptance and approval
Always.
at all times.
Good.
When/if you have kids, you and me together, I assume she's referring to.
I'm gonna plug you.
Will you tell them Santa and the Easter Bunny are real?
Which, if there is anyone very young listening to the podcast, they are. And then now go away.
Absolutely.
I think I will. I don't think I was to say the Easter Bunny. I don't think that's worth doing. I think that's silly. Like, I remember enjoying it as a kid, but I'm just like, I don't know. It just feels like nothing.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know if I would at this stage. Obviously, there is a second party that will be involved in this decision. But I feel like I would either yes, say Santa is real, or let it happen naturally. Like, let them believe it if they hear it, when they see it on TV, they're just like, Santa's real. That is a thing that happens.
But not intro them to the world of Santa Claus.
Yeah, maybe not like fully go, Santa is a real being and he brings you presents. Stuff like that. But if they think it, then I will, I'll humor it until they decide otherwise, if that is the case. But yeah, like, my family is still big into just giving each other presents from Santa, because we do a Secret Santa thing now, so that we don't have to buy presents for everybody. But sometimes we just can't help ourselves, so we're like, oh, this is from Santa.
That's a good get around.
And we just give it, pretty much. So I've been getting presents from Santa my entire life, right up until this year still. We did stockings up until this year, but Mum's like, I'll probably stop this year. This will be maybe the last time, because it's just like random little things that don't really matter, and where my sister and I are both in small houses, and we can't just keep collecting tiny little things of things. So, but yeah, I like, and I've had fun experiences with the Easter Bunny in the past, and I would like to recreate those for my future children as well. There was a year that I will never forget, where we woke up and there was literally big bunny footprints in powder.
We do that
on the ground.
I had that every year for like my life, until I stopped believing in the Easter Bunny. Little basically just thumbprints in, and then like a big circle. Yes, pretty much. Stuff like that. I think ours were like big, like the Easter Bunny was a man. So it's like, I kind of want to do that. So I would humor it purely for myself. And it's
to recreate my childhood.
It's the chocolate hero as well. You get to do all the chocolates around the house. It's great.
Oh man,
yeah,
so good. Definitely. Maybe that's who it should be. The chocolate hero, not the Easter Bunny. Yeah, the chocolate hero.
And it's just you.
Yes.
Good. I think I would do Santa, just because I don't like. I think when I stopped caring about Santa was when I just stopped caring about Christmas, and so in my mind, that it needs to be there. Otherwise, Christmas is just like a thing, because I don't have anything else. Like, I don't have the religious side of Christmas. It's like without Santa, like, I don't know. There's nothing else going on. Like, why are we doing this? So Santa is the reason for Christmas for me. So
it feels like a secondary, like, Thanksgiving.
Yeah, like Thanksgiving makes more sense if you're not religious. Like, there's no thing at Christmas. You're just you're just together again. So Santa for me needs to be, and also like I just feel like because I'll be showing like Elf and like Polar Express, he's gonna be there, and it's like, who the fuck's that? Yeah. What's that character? What's that going on? So I
for sure,
I'll give them the lore. I'll throw down the lore.
That's right.
Of Santa Claus. Coming back around to Law Cat, what cocktail represents your personality? Which is exciting. I don't know if I have personality based, but I looked up fun cocktail recipes, and the fourth one was pineapple lumps pina colada. And I'm like, oh, Jesus.
Oh, what is that?
Well, that's the thing. A lot of these are very weird, because it just says add pineapple lumps to the ingredients in your favorite cocktail, and you've got a pina colada to remember. So what that implies is make a pina colada and have some pineapple lumps nearby. Like, what?
That's bizarre. What?
That's not how you make a cocktail. Bullshit.
No, that's much less interesting. I didn't realize until recently, like, that a pina colada is literally just like pineapple juice and a coconut liqueur.
Yeah, there's not much going on.
That's basically it. Like, I think there's some other stuff you can chuck in as well, but for the base thing, it's just, that's kind of it.
And they still take
I had
2
no
hours.
idea. I didn't realize that was it.
Yeah, they still take forever to give it to you.
Yeah.
Mine one would be a Widowmaker, based on my personality. I believe that's what I'm known for, making those widows.
Yep. Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Yes, you definitely are. I wish they still existed.
Yeah.
At GGeasy in Melbourne.
Likewise, you're a slurp juice.
Yes. Yeah. I was gonna say. Yeah. Basically, going to the same place.
Yeah.
Yeah. A slurp juice or a Oddish. Oddish juice, I think, was the other one.
Yeah.
Something.
Yep.
Yeah. Just super sweet to the point of almost being sour.
Yeah.
Not that I think I'm sour, but just overly ridiculously sweet.
Yeah.
Is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. I like a lot of cocktails. If it's sweet, it's good, and I also really like, which is very odd because I don't like coffee, but I like.
The martinis.
There are some places that do espresso martinis, but they put like a vanilla mousse on top, and then they freeze it. Like, they basically pour liquid nitrogen on it to harden it.
Yeah, wow.
And then you mix that through, so you get like a really sweet flavor in the coffee.
Yeah.
Which maybe that's like, because I don't like just a coffee, but I like mochas, and that's just chocolate in coffee.
Yeah.
And so it sweetens it up a lot, which is the amount that I can handle.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you can just sweeten coffee, then I'm fine with it.
70 sugars, you're good to go.
Anyway, yeah, that's it. And then when you chuck in like whiskey or whatever, like, perfect.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, good.
Done.
Good.
Done.
I'm also currently looking at, speaking of espresso martinis, this is all on taste.com.au, the donut espresso martini, which again is an espresso martini with just a donut on the top of it. Like,
of course it is.
there's nothing going on. These are fucking idiots.
Yeah.
These are so
It's
stupid.
like those crazy milkshakes where like you get this like donut milkshake, but it's literally just like a chocolate milkshake, and then they put a donut over the straw.
Yeah. So,
And then you just walk around with this giant donut just hanging off the straw.
Yeah. Terrible.
It's crazy. Like, that's not a donut milkshake. That is a donut and a milkshake.
You bought 2 items, is what you've done. Yeah.
Which is like both delicious things that I will eat.
Yeah, but you've disappointed me.
But it's just a weird way to package it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I want like a glaze flavored or like a cinnamon donut, like Messina.
Yeah.
You do like a Messina where they do like, a cinnamon donut flavored gelato.
Melt one of those and pour it into a martini.
Yeah, there is like chunks of donut. I had one recently at the Westfield near us.
Yeah, right.
It was freaking phenomenal. But there was like a chunk, like, almost like a mouthful size or like a bite size of donut, just like in the middle of this gelato.
Amazing. Good.
So
Should have
good.
gotten one yesterday. Damn. It's got a truck top and Dad got it on his shirt. Always does it. It looked like a gun wound. I also just want to point out Widowmaker is drink from GGeasy. That wasn't a joke about me murdering men. But I do, sometimes.
Sometimes. I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
I've seen you murder men.
Yeah. With my dick. Let's go to the rec seg.
Rec. The other audio didn't even finish.
No, I did. Let's get into the rec seg. This is where we recommend things. I recommend you forget the last 10 seconds of this podcast.
Perhaps.
I have so much to talk about. I am genuinely shocked by the width of my list.
Yeah, I have 6 things that I've watched.
Yep.
Nothing that I've played other than the game. But the things that I've watched are things that I forgot to mention last week and actually watched like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So this is a catch up
for your catch up
of my own things.
So I guess we'll bounce back.
Kick us off.
We'll bounce back and forth through TV and film. The first thing is The Banshees of Inisherin, which is the Colin Farrell and fucking Hux's dad, the guy that plays Domhnall Gleeson's dad. I can never remember what his name is. But the premise of the movie is two dudes that were friends, and then one morning, one friend just decided he hated him, and that's the whole premise of the film.
Right.
It really never extends beyond that, but it is so good. It's like hardcore dark comedy. Like, I was laughing and the parents were. Being someone that kind of understands those kinds of films, I was finding the humor in it, but they were very much like, this movie's intense as shit, man. Like,
yeah, right.
But it was also Irish comedy, which is a lot of that. It is very dry, and like you have to find the joke in there. But it is phenomenal. It makes sense why basically everyone involved in the film is up for Golden Globes and Oscars and stuff. Like, performances are just incredible. But it is so intense. Like, it is such an intense film. So I wouldn't recommend it for like a midweek watch. It's like on a Saturday night or something. But like, don't slot this into like, oh, we can watch like this 2-hour movie at 11 o'clock. Yeah. Don't do it. Choose when to watch this movie.
Noted.
Yeah, but it's very good. It's funny if you want it to be. And it's good fun.
Another movie that's probably funny if you want it to be. I watched Glass Onion.
Yeah, cool.
Knives Out mystery.
Yep.
It's pretty good fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I love Edward Norton.
Oh, he's great in it. He's so good in it.
So good in that and just everything he's in. I love him.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a fun movie. Just a fun little, just chuck it on. You don't have to think too hard.
Not at all. The movie encourages you to not think much.
Yeah, there's like critics that are like, oh, this movie isn't clever. Why isn't it clever? So this one person is like, Glass Onion may be one of the most triumphantly, defiantly stupid movies I've ever seen. How it somehow fooled people into thinking it was thinking it was a smart, complex mystery is absolutely baffling. And then someone commented on that, basically a screenshot from like a dictionary or some sort of online wiki. Glass Onion originated from the Beatles song Glass Onion from their White Album. It means to overanalyze something that is not intended to mean anything more than what it is.
Yeah.
The entire point of the Glass Onion song was to poke fun at all the people who had looked for deep messages in previous Beatles songs.
Yeah.
So it's like...
the movie is that.
The writers... knew exactly what they were doing.
Yeah.
So don't think too hard when you watch it.
Yeah.
Just have a bit of a fun time with a fun cast of people.
It's not the first movie, and I think that's the thing that throws a lot of people, is that like the first film is very clever. And so it's like watching this movie, it's like, this is just dumb. Like, there's nothing to it. It just, for me, it was just like not what I wanted from a sequel. And so I was just like, not interested in it.
There was something in this that freaked me out. I've got to look it up. One of the characters, I'm like, I recognize her from something. Couldn't think of why.
Yeah.
It is Janelle Monáe.
Yeah.
As soon as I looked up that name, because is she in other things?
Not much. Like, she's basically a newcomer.
Hidden Figures.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. That's sort of where I thought, like, where my mind went to. But when I heard the name, I was like, holy crap. That is the musician that absolutely blew my mind that Jade had on her Desert Island list for our podcast in 2020.
Yeah,
that I was like, holy crap. And this song is used in like an ad for NAB or whatever. And it's like, I know this and holy crap, this album is phenomenal. That's her.
Good. There you go.
Yeah, very, very good. Loved it.
Good.
Well, not loved it, but it was pretty
It was
good.
fine.
It was a fun time.
One that was really fine is a movie I watched yesterday, which is Operation Fortune Riz de Guerre. I'll never know how to say the subtitle to it.
Sure.
But it's a new Guy Ritchie film. It's Jason Statham, Aubrey Plaza, Hugh Grant. Very fun, but very dry in a surprising way, because Guy Ritchie's movies are like, they kind of sit in that like Edgar Wright camp of like, they're very stylized and very choppy in the way that they're built. Like, if you think about the Sherlock Holmes films, it's very like so planned and intricate, and the same of like stuff like The Gentleman and that. This just never does that. So it's like you can tell he's directing it, but it never has those fun moments of like visual language being played with. But it's a fun movie, but it's like 3 stars because it doesn't actually do anything original, which was a bit disappointing. But I think it was Dad's first interaction with Aubrey Plaza, and he was like, "She's great," and I'm like, "Okay, good, we got you." You know.
Yeah.
So
good, yeah.
that was...
She's good fun.
If there's one good thing about it, it's that... Because it's a dad movie, dads are going to know who Aubrey Plaza is now, and hopefully watch some of her movies, because she's very good.
Yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't wholly recommend it, but maybe when it is on a Netflix, give it a watch. It's fine.
Sure. Cool. The latest movie that I watched only a couple of nights ago was The Pale Blue Eye.
Oh, interesting. That's an interesting choice to watch.
Yeah. So I love Christian Bale. This is a Netflix. I think it's a Netflix exclusive thing. I love Christian Bale movies. He's just also great. And just this one caught my pale brown eye.
Good. Brown eye.
I have very dark brown eye.
It's also your rectum is your brown eye.
That's
when it's just one. It's generally not talking about the ones in your face. Your pale brown rectum.
I regret everything. I also very dry movie. I don't know if I fully recommend it. It's it's a good movie.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I haven't
heard.
It just kind of went to weird places.
I haven't heard things. Not I haven't heard bad or good things. I just haven't heard anything about this.
yeah. Like it's good. Like it's good cinema, I guess. But yeah, like it's a interesting mystery with some interesting twists and turns.
Yep.
Max, girlfriend, fell asleep to it. She every time we watch a movie together, she falls asleep every single time.
Amazing.
She had to watch Glass Onion 3 times to watch Glass Onion.
Good.
Which is probably not a movie you want to be watching 3 times, but you know, I guess she didn't.
No, she watched it full once.
Yeah. Eventually she got there. But like over Christmas, over like New Year's when she was up in Sydney with us, I was like introducing her to some of my favorite movies, and she slept through all of them. So it was just me watching my favorite movies, which is fine.
Changed.
but one day I will need to sit her down, make sure she doesn't lay down, and she needs to watch Flying High.
Yeah, good.
She just needs to, instead of falling asleep in it. She woke up towards the end of the movie to quite a scene.
Good.
Where it's like, she's like, where is this the same movie?
Amazing.
Where are we?
Cool.
Like, what is happening? Because it's just, if you fell asleep in the first half hour of this film and then woke up in the last like 20 minutes,
it changes.
It just kind of goes somewhere.
Interesting.
So there's sort of things like that where it's unexpected by the end of it. They talk about it at the start, but you don't expect it to be fully all the way there by the end. Yeah. So I don't want to say too much more. But
maybe
check it out.
Maybe
if you have, I don't know, like 2.5 hours.
It's long. That's the thing that's like stops
it's
me.
It's a long one.
Every time I scroll past, I'm like, I don't know if I have that.
But it's a bit of one.
Yeah, it's a bit of one.
Yeah.
I'm going to say my favorite movie that I've watched for last. The other thing I watched was this is a Disney Plus thing. You would love this. It's called If These Walls Could Sing. And it's a documentary about Abbey Road and kind of from its beginning to now and all the different artists that have come through and stuff like that. Of course, I like it. It's directed and produced by Mary McCartney, which is, of course, Paul McCartney's daughter.
Cool.
So it's just fucking delightful. It's obviously very glossy and very kind to everything. There's not really any downbeats. They get to a point where they start discussing when Abbey Road started to lose money. The next like piece of music that played was the best. Like, it would have been in my moments of the year for like what the placement of that thing. It like
cool.
It rocked me.
Ballpark music.
Yeah, recorded Abbey Road.
Nice to be alive.
Done.
Sorry, I was just looking down. I was putting it on my literal list of movies.
Good. It's I think it actually is 2 hours. I thought it was 90 minutes, but it's long, but it really does go through a lot of stuff. Like I said on Twitter, it actually made me love everything more, because it's also a nice condensed version of the Get Back Beatles thing, because obviously it has a lot of snippets from that.
So it's about Abbey Road, the album?
No,
and
Abbey Road, the studio.
Or the studio?
The studio.
Okay,
It's
cool.
the history of these.
Yeah,
It starts in the 1920s through to now, and does lots of.
Sick.
It's surprising. It's also it's similar to Get Back, where it's surprising what footage they have of things. It's insane, the things that. And then when they don't have footage, my favorite thing is that they have a picture from the recording and then have set up that room the way it was, so they film the way all the seats were seated, and it's so well produced. So I definitely recommend that one for anyone that loves.
Might chuck that on today.
Yeah, do it.
Sounds sick.
Give it a watch.
Keeping on the musical theme, I can't remember. I don't think I mentioned this last week, but I watched Matilda the musical.
You didn't. You remembered, and then
I didn't. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
It was great.
I gotta watch.
It was really nice.
I really want to watch it.
Yeah. It's good fun. It's Matilda. It's the thing.
Yeah.
I think I also actually saw the stage production.
Yeah, cool.
Years and years and years ago when it was first traveling around Australia.
Yeah.
I think music by Tim Minchin.
Absolutely.
Australian comedian and stuff.
Yeah.
Very good. And can't think of her name, but Miss Trunchbull is
Emma Thompson.
Thank you so much. She's great.
Yeah.
There is part of me that I think if Max didn't say straight up
that it was.
oh my gosh, it's Emma Thompson.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't know if I would have noticed or not.
She does disappear behind makeup.
She kind of does, yeah. It was. But then when I saw it, I'm like, okay, I can't unsee it now, and it's so clearly Emma Thompson.
Yeah. Does she?
But
I want to say, does she look like Nanny McPhee? Because I feel like that would be an easy reference point. There's some McPhee to that.
Not far off. Yeah. Yep.
The hair is an easy in, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
God, she's amazing.
I feel like it's her mouth and eyes.
Yeah.
That are just always still there.
Yeah.
Even the Nanny McPhee with the tooth, you can still tell that it's
Emma
her mouth.
Yeah, totally.
Maybe it's just the face shape. I don't know. But it's
she's great.
It is great. I sent you a little video of the actress that plays Matilda getting the callback.
Yep.
And being told that she would be playing the role of Matilda, and it is just so delightful. I almost teared up a little bit because it's one of her first big roles. I looked up her other stuff. She's done a horror movie and a few other
Everyone's done a
random
horror movie.
things. That's right. Yeah, it's kind of where you start.
Yeah.
She's a little dry, but I think she grew on me over time.
Yeah.
I think the whole thing grew on me over time.
Yeah.
I think as I watched the Matilda film so many times growing up.
Yeah.
It was just it took a little bit to settle into.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things in musicals as well. I always find when I watch a musical film, I think I really struggle with hearing what they're saying in songs. Maybe it's because right at the start, it's usually everyone singing at once.
Yeah.
So I can't understand what anyone is saying, but then as the film goes on and you introduce characters,
and
individuals
slow it down.
sing,
Yeah.
and you can hear an individual singing, but when it's a full choral group, it's really hard. So it took a little while to settle in because I'm they're in the hospital when Matilda's being born, and it's just nurses and patients and people singing. I'm I don't
what are those
know
words?
what any of you are actually talking about.
Yeah.
But it was a delightful design, very stylized sort of stuff. It's very, very nice. It's good fun.
Yeah, cool.
So if you like Matilda, the show, the movie, then you will like this, and it's a good fun time. Yeah. And Tim Minchin,
God, he's good.
Brilliant. There's an alphabet song. Freaking unreal. It is one of the most creative songs ever, but you have to watch it.
Yeah, cool.
You have to watch it happen.
Yeah.
Because when it was, I remember it from the stage production, and they sing like this whole song,
Yeah.
and then they sing the entire thing again, and you're like, holy crap, how did I miss that? But also that was so
Sick.
clever.
Yeah, cool.
It's so good. Yeah.
Fun. Yeah, I never watched the Matilda movie because I don't know, it didn't interest me.
Yeah, right.
But it's
Okay.
fun. It's been funny seeing Americans being like, oh, they're making an American thing a British thing, and it's like, come on, guys, fucking Roald Dahl. It's a goddamn
Yeah,
English
totally,
book.
yeah.
Leave it alone.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's fun. It's fun. By the request of Benjamin for his birthday, speaking of Tim Minchin, everyone go listen to the Cardinal Pell song. It's worth getting a
Yes.
listen right now. God, what a year those guys have had.
What a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to do a couple? Because I'm going to do my last one as just a group.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. I've got a movie and a show. Just quickly wanted to touch on the Bad Batch Season 2, which has been going on, the current Star Wars animated show.
Oh, nice. I didn't realize they brought it back.
Season 2.
Cool.
We're up to Ep 4 this week. Ep 3 is one of the best episodes of Star Wars animated television. It is so good. Like,
Amazing.
genuinely, I don't, like, because this show has been good, but it hasn't really had any standout episodes. This is standout comparative to Rebels and Clone Wars. It is phenomenal. Bad Batch is a show about the Bad Batch are defected clones that have left the clone army and stuff. They didn't get affected by the they were about to be affected by the chips in the heads of shooting all the Jedi, but they got those removed and they're fine. So it's kind of their story, but one of their group, Crosshair, returned to the Empire and is working for the Empire because despite the chip, he's like, I need to do this. That's what I was trained to do, blah, blah, blah. So this episode is him being paired up with Commander Cody from episode 3, who also is still with the Empire. And there's a lot of like, will they, won't they of leaving and stuff like that. And it's super good. Like, it is so phenomenal. So yeah, if you need an into the show, I would recommend just watching that one and being like, I like this. And then watch the rest. Maybe.
Do you have to have watched the Clone Wars, Rebels, anything else?
I think you'd be fine just watching.
And maybe like season 1, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. I think you'd be fine watching season 1, but possibly there's 3 episodes of the final season of Clone Wars, which is called The Bad Batch, which is where they're introduced.
Right.
It's kind of their origin story, but also I don't think you particularly need it. But it's 3 episodes of 20-minute show, so it could be worth watching. But that episode so good. Came for the rest of the season. And then the final thing I watched is The Fabelmans, and of course I adored this movie. This is the semi-autobiographical Steven Spielberg movie about him and his family, and it is just like a masterclass of Steven Spielberg isms, because of course it is. It's a movie about himself. Why wouldn't it be? The cast is insanely good. Much like every film he's ever made, it's shot on film, so it feels good to watch.
Sick.
Especially being
Lovely.
set in like the 60s and stuff. It looks. It's the thing I adore when a film set in a period is shot on film. It looks like an old movie. Like, it looks like it was from that era, and it's so good. And then he's cast these people, apart from Paul Dano and Michelle Williams and Seth Rogen,
Seth Rogen is in the Steven Spielberg autobiographical movie.
He plays
That's amazing.
such a pivotal part in it as well, which is nuts. He's not like a background quick cameo. He's like a part of the film.
Right. Amazing.
But they're great. The kids that he's cast feel like kids from a Steven Spielberg movie. Like, he's like the thing we always talk about. There's faces of children and they look like they're from the 80s, or they look like they're from the these kids
the
are
kid from the Adam Project and stuff.
Yeah, it's like you're perfect. And the guy the kid that he's got for him as a kind of young adult is just so good. Like, he gives me River Phoenix and Michael J. Fox vibes. Like, he's like, he has such a perfect energy to him. And then the film itself is in a way dry, but also not. Like, it's the thing that, like, I'm trying to think of the other movie where it happens, where as his imagination builds, the film builds. Like, it starts dry and slow until he starts to find his love for film, and that's when the wheels start spinning of the movie. So it takes a little bit to get going, but it matches the tone of what's kind of going on. And it is gorgeous. The last 10 minutes, the final shot of the film is my favorite shot on film since like La La Land. Like it is so good. It is so freaking good. There is a cameo at the end of the film as well that is just fucking stupid. Like it is so silly, but there is like
amazing.
I would say 5% of the audience will know who it is, and it's not like a deep cut of an actor or something. The person that has been selected is so obscure but so delightfully perfect for what they're doing, and it's
interesting.
It's so good. There's not really any specific references to like Indiana Jones and stuff like that. It is
okay.
a unique story. It's not like a love affair for the movies he's made. It's a love affair for the man. And then there's the only like meta thing is there is a meta line in it that like is so fucking clever. It is so good. Like
awesome.
Because we love our meta stuff. So the whole movie I'm waiting for that thing, and there is just a line that is said to a bully. So when that hits, you'll know what it is. That's the Fablemans.
Also at the movies?
It's currently in the cinemas, yeah. So
yeah, cool.
Well worth a watch. It's I think a little over 2 hours, so it is a long watch as well. But it's very good.
All right, so after watching Matilda the musical, my family and I, like, it was late-ish. We kind of wanted to put something else on, and no one wanted me to play this game that I won't mention.
Yeah. You're not done yet.
No one enjoyed me watching it. I can't imagine why. But I'll bring that up.
So interested.
Potentially next week. I feel like I'm close.
Yeah, cool.
To finishing that off. But I was just scrolling through some stuff, maybe looking for like a show or something. And then I found something called Triviaverse.
Oh.
And then it just took me on a deep dive into these types of Netflix experiences, I guess.
Yeah, right.
So Triviaverse is an interactive show, I guess, kind of thing. And it's just trivia.
Yeah, right.
So you use the arrows on your controller.
Like
and
Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah, pretty much. So like, it'll be either like, there'll be 2 options.
Yep.
Or there'll be like 4 options. So it'll be left, right, up, down.
Yeah, cool. Yep.
Or just left and right for the 2 options. And it's just like, you just have to try and get the highest score, and the longest streaks, the longer the streak, the sort of your score will like multiply, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's each round is 3 minutes. I think it's like 1 minute per group of questions.
Yep.
And they get a little bit progressively harder. Unfortunately, some of them are quite American.
Yeah.
So you just sort of guess that sort of stuff, but it's quite good. Although we did break not break the game, but we played like a whole bunch of rounds. We were playing for like an hour. And there was a point where there's like a high score at the end, and it sort of says like, now that you've got this high score, aim for this score.
Yeah.
And it sort of keeps pushing you and pushing you. And we were like, let's just try and get the biggest score we can.
Yep.
So I just sat there and mashed left the whole time.
Yeah.
Just to answer as many questions as I could as quickly as possible within that minute.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, a certain time limit or a number of questions. It's just a minute.
Yep.
And they will just keep giving you questions.
Going,
So if you can answer as many questions as you can, in theory, like...
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You can... Eventually, you will get a lot of questions correct.
Yeah.
Which we did. We got probably double the amount of questions right by just spamming an option.
That sucks.
Than we were on like some of our highest scoring rounds where we were trying.
Yep.
So we were playing around with that for a while, it was like really good fun. People were jumping in and trying to answer, but basically it was really funny because I was the one holding the controller.
Yeah.
And if I didn't know, I would wait a few seconds. And if no one answered, I'm like, well, no one knows. So I'd press a button.
Yeah.
And it would be the second, like the half second after I pressed it.
Someone would have
would take the delay of the thing to recognize and to do its little animation for someone to actually say it. I'm like, answer quicker. Come on.
That's what everyone does with fucking trivia, because that's what Finchy used to do. We would like decide what we were going to do at the tavern, and we would press the button, and he'd be like, oh, actually, and it's like, no. Don't even say it.
Yeah.
If you have a different,
no.
You just keep it quiet now. It's not useful to anyone. Shut up.
Yeah, totally.
Oh,
freaking annoying.
And it's always the right answer as well. They're also they're
no.
always correct.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, or there would be one person that's like, it's definitely this, and another person would say it's definitely this. I'm like, well, this person said it first,
Yeah.
and I'd say that, but it's the second
It's
person's
always the
answer.
second. Yeah.
So then that then just kept recommending trivia type
Good.
experiences. So there was another one called Trivia Quest, which was the third one I'm going to come back to, a more fun, interesting one, which was the middle one we played. But Trivia Quest, which is, I feel like it was probably like a mobile game, and maybe it's a Netflix mobile game, but now they've transitioned it to be an actual like show.
Yep.
And it's a bunch of the mascots for the different
Categories. Yeah.
categories. Thank you.
Yeah.
Categories of questions. The mascots have been kidnapped and like put in cages, and you need to do different levels to unlock them and to get them away from the big bad guy.
Yep.
Which is very fun. So
Yeah,
you just get a good variety of questions and stuff. And that's good fun. I've done a couple of levels of that.
Yep.
Which is that's probably, I think I enjoyed that one more than Trivia Verse.
Yep.
Plus, I don't think you can break that one as much.
Yeah.
either.
Okay. That's good.
I don't think it's a timed thing.
Yep.
But the final one, which was just delightful. It was just a good, fun little thing.
Yeah.
It's called Cat Burglar. And this is set up like
I know this one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's set up like a Looney Tunes type TV show.
Yep.
But it's interactive. So it's about a cat that is trying to break into a museum and steal some stuff. And there is a dog who is the guard dog.
Yep.
And you kind of play as the cat, but you just have to answer these questions. And depending on whether you answer them correctly or not, depends on the animation that plays out after that. So, he might have a pole vault, and he's pole vaulting over the museum wall. And if you get them all right, he, bounces off a whole bunch of things like a telegraph pole and the top of an umbrella, and he's bouncing back and forth over the top until he eventually falls into the museum. Or if you fail, he slams up against the wall and then just climbs over the wall or something instead. So he still gets to the next point, but you failed, and you get 3 lives. So if you get it wrong, then you have to start. If you get it wrong 3 times, got to start over. Annoyingly, each time there is questions. There is 3 questions, and if you get one of those wrong, then that's it. So you have to get every question correct for the correct animation to play out.
Right. Yeah.
Which is kind of annoying. So if you answer one wrong at the start, it's like super annoying. But it's just like the animation is perfect. It even starts with one of those title cards that looks like a like a watercolor painting. And it's got like the cat burglar in like fancy cursive writing and stuff. Like cute. It even starts like that, like the old cartoons. It's delightful. So I recommend that one. It is good fun. It really takes those old cartoons.
Totally. Because I think it was one of my newses in this podcast ages ago. Because I think it was, I can't remember how many. There was like something like 1,000 and something combos, because there's so many different possible animations, and then there's like 6 different endings. I think is the thing as well.
Yeah, right.
I think is the
cool. Yeah, because I only got to the ending once. But yeah, I think I saw most of the in between things. Because I kind of kept getting things wrong. There are some like super vague questions. If you really focused, you could probably get it right. But I think we were just
enjoying it. Yeah.
All right, round us out. All the things you've been doing.
Absolutely. The first thing is a game that I've just been keen to play. Evil West. I finished 2 of these games, and this is one of them.
Oh yeah, cool.
Evil West, which is a single player shooter, third person shooter. Basically Wild West, but killing vampires and ghouls and stuff. It's very fun. It's very linear. Nice. It's very like classic, which is it's cool. It feels like a PS3 game like area to shoot a bunch of things, cutscene, and then you're in a whole new environment, shoot those things, boss, cutscene. you burn through it so quickly, but it's so fun. The slow drip of weapons and enemies is perfectly paced for you to like always have something new to play with. It ends up being a West.
Sorry, I'm watching the trailer.
Yeah, good. The combat is such a wonderful dance of like mixing ammo types and weapons and stuff. It's really good. And yeah, it definitely would be in my top 10 just because it's fun and simple and it didn't break. Cool. Actually, no, it did break. There's one clip I got where I like meleeed something and then just flew across the map. Just watched the little
nice.
And so I mean that's very PS3, so I'll take it.
Just having a look at Flying Wild Hog, which is the developers. They've also done Shadow Warrior. Mm-hmm. They did Trek to Yomi.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So they've got a genre.
Cool.
But yeah, super fun. The other one, which I didn't think I was going to go back to, but I finished Evil West and I was like, I want to finish another game. What's something short that I've got?
How long was Evil West?
I think I finished it by 10 hours or so.
Okay, not too bad.
And this is the same. This game was also the same. So I was like, sure, I'll do it. Unfortunately, maybe it was a little bit too close gameplay wise. Like halfway through, I'm like, I feel like I should have played something else before this one. I played and finished Ghostwire Tokyo.
Nice.
Which is so fun.
I want to get back to that.
Yeah.
Get to that because I bought it but never played it.
Yeah, so I think I played about an hour or something. Whatever I played on stream, that's all I played, and then I came back to it, and it's fun, man. Like it's got a great gameplay loop. Unlike Evil West, it kind of stops giving you new things after like 3 hours of the game. So if you don't love that, that's unfortunate. This is a suspected spam, everybody. Don't pick up that number. And it's weird because I think knowing it was short got me through it. I think if I knew it was like a 25-hour game, I wouldn't have, but I knew that the end was so close that I was like, I'll get through this. I didn't touch a single side quest, so you don't really need to do anything else but the main story. Like I think I died maybe 2 or 3 times. It's not too difficult, really. But again, once you've played with the skill tree enough to unlock some faster shooting and some extra little abilities, it's a lovely little dance of combat. So
nice.
Definitely recommend that one.
It's got such cool like animations too.
It's super, and on PS5 the haptics on the triggers are so good. Definitely worth playing it. I think it's on PC. I think it was one of those like PS5 exclusive, but also PC. But I would definitely recommend. I mean, you'll get haptics on PC as well, but either way. And then the last thing, Joshua, of game-wise, and I'll very quickly touch on the comic, but game-wise, I've been playing, and I'll probably only play it for another week, but I've been playing an idle game.
No way!
It's a Doctor Who idle game.
Of course it is!
I think
amazing.
I think you will like this. I mean, you like idle games in general.
I'll get it.
It's called Doctor Who Lost in Time. So the idleness of it, the story
every
is
Doctor Who game called Doctor Who Lost in Time.
Edge of Time, Before Time, fucking. The premise of it is you have these little time zones. It's not a city builder. You just have them, and they're all generating time vortex energy, at a fucking stupid degree. Like within like 2 hours, there were like 1.38 T. And then one of them's like 1.38 AA. Like, there's no numbers anymore. It's so stupid.
Yeah, that's so good.
Which, again, I think you'll love. But
yeah.
The idea is that the thing that I don't know if I like, it's weird, because most of your idle stuff, once you've set it up, it's done, and you're really just building on top of that. This one is episode-based, so you kind of have a bunch of goals to achieve, and once you've done that, there's a new episode. Within an episode, you unlock each zone, and they'll be generating energy, and then you get enough of the energy, or each of them have characters. If you upgrade that character enough, vorp vorp, everybody.
That's such nice art too.
It is nice and
so
poppy.
crisp.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
If you have a character on a zone, you can then make it automated and generated, so you don't have to keep tapping to harvest the energy. And you have to do that for each zone.
Character models.
There you go. Jodie and Mandip.
Very nice.
But once you've done enough to progress to the next episode, it resets. So every like
Right.
I don't know, like in the first day, I think I'm on like episode 8, and now I feel like I'm going to stay on this for quite a while. But basically, every time you have to redo everything, you can upgrade the bases within the episode so that the amount of energy, like you can permanently upgrade the bases within an episode, so the next time you don't have to do as much upgrading. But as soon as you go next episode, basically all your progress is gone, and you've got to unlock each base again. You've got to upgrade the characters again to make it renewably harvestable. It's
cool.
It's a little bit annoying because it's like you kind of want to set and forget, but
yeah, those games are kind of like that. Like the one that I play on and off on my PlayStation. That one, you get to a certain point, and as you're doing that, you rack up angels that you can, you reset, but you get a bunch of angels, but those angels increase, the percentage of how much you get from the, from each of the things. And so every time you reset, in theory, you will be getting more.
You're starting at a stronger point than previously.
You get more from each of the locations.
It's kind of that too.
So it sounds kind of like that, but I like the idea of it being level based because it will actually feel progressive.
Which is sick. It's cool. And there's also a side event going on, which is the same game, but they've just changed the thing you're collecting. So you've also got 2 of the thing going at the same time, which again is.
Are they also timed events?
Yes. Yeah. So the one that's currently going on is for 2 days, and it's collect as much energy as you possibly can, and you get those rewards as all those games do.
Yes.
But I'm
well familiar with that.
Yeah. I don't know how much longer I'll have it because I'm sure I'll forget. I'm sure I'll forget that it's there. But for now,
you know how it still is in a year's time.
Yeah. Because I was a little disappointed because when I downloaded it, I thought it was because Doctor Who Legacy, which was the color matching one, is gone. They stopped supporting that.
Oh, damn.
So I kind of thought this might have been a rebrand or something, but it is a very different game. But yeah, if you like idle games and you like Doctor Who, it's a decent one to go with.
Very good.
And then just very quickly. Yeah, sorry.
This is Pertwee, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, nice.
So yeah, they're all in there. All the doctors are in there, which is fun.
That's cool. I like it.
It doesn't take too long for them to put David Tennant in your face. Because it's Jodie to start with, and it's just David Tennant? It's I know.
Keep you around?
Yeah, God. And then the final thing, just comic-wise, I keep getting charged by DC Unlimited, so I'm like, I should read something. And I've read half of it, Batgirl Year 1, which of course fits in with all the other Year 1s. Cool. It is so good. It's so delightful. It's so us. It feels like a Kate Bishop comic. It's, have you got that one?
I feel like I've got a Batgirl Year 1, maybe.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Give me a sec. Keep talking about it. I'll see if I've got it. I did not, but I did have a Batgirl.
Yep.
This is the one I was thinking of.
Yep. Kicking
Assassins.
Good. Very good.
Yeah, so maybe I'll have to read this and get back to you.
Yeah.
When was this? Oh, it's old. It's even got freaking yellow pages.
Wow. Holy shit.
Just, I would say old and not looked after. Mm-hmm. It's 2005.
Well, Batgirl Year 1 is 2003.
Yeah, right.
So it's old as well, but it's gorgeous. It totally, it kind of has Matt Fraction vibes, but kind of more the end of that run, not so much the David Ayer simplified thing, but kind of what that art style turned into, which was a little bit more the usual comic book look. But I also would think possibly it's the same Year 1 team, so it probably has that look as well a little bit. But yeah, super fun, super well written. It's so fucking evident where the whole Spider-Gwen origin story is from. Reading this, which is 2003, so well predating it. It's it's just the same, man. Spider-Gwen is Batgirl because Commissioner, Dad's the Commissioner. It's all the same. It's the exact same story, which is very funny to read. But
awesome.
Well worth grabbing, reading on. It's not part of the Ultra subscription or something. It's baseline on DC Unlimited, so give it a look.
Oh, I forgot there were different levels of that thing.
I was so... And they're doing... I'm really annoyed. I was halfway through reading the Mr. Freeze One Bad Day, and now that entire run is part of Ultra. So they also move comics into different tiers, which is bullshit. So
that sucks.
Yeah, I don't know. not as good as Marvel for sure. But that's our Rex, I think.
There you go.
It's a long,
Half the episode.
yeah, it was a long one. I'll try not to watch or play anything in the next week, but I probably will. In terms of the new segment, which doesn't have a card, and I'll be very brief with this, but the TOEVE guide, which of course the TV guide, in terms of the things that are coming up. That one's from Dion. There was a lot of different suggestions, so I might rotate them through. But thank you, Dion, for that great suggestion. Monday the 16th for us. It'll probably drop fairly early in the morning because it's Sunday for US. The Last of Us starts, the TV version of that thing. Our boy Sam has already seen the first episode, and he says it's like watching the game, which disappoints me greatly, and I think I will hate the show, but we'll see. We'll see. I just don't want to watch the game. That sounds terrible. It sounds like a boring experience, but we'll see. I'm sure we'll talk about it in a week's time. Then also on Thursday the 19th is Babylon, which is Damien Chazelle's next film, Mr. La La Land. And
nice.
Stuff. So that should be fun. We'll see.
At the movies?
Yes. Yeah.
Good.
I'll definitely be talking about it. I'm seeing it on Monday at the premiere with Sam and Finchie. I didn't get invited. I had to buy tickets, but it's very exciting. So
I'm gonna try and I'll try and see it before next week as well.
Yeah. It's a long one. It's 3 hours, so enjoy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's definitely his longest film. So yeah, everyone enjoy that one. And then coming up for us is not those two things. There will be a That Figures unboxing that was recorded on the day of all the madness that we've filmed. But if you haven't already watched it, all our Things of the Year videos are now up and live.
Get there.
Enjoy. Sorry they're a little late, but I was throwing up. So what are you going to do?
It's in the hospital 20 times.
Yeah, 2023, baby. So go and enjoy those videos.
Great start.
The Marvel one opens with a lovely little solo from Ben. So definitely give that a watch. He forgot it existed.
Fun.
But
so fun. Love it.
Where else can they go, Josh?
You can go to patreon.com/each their own. You can get updated on all this stuff as soon as it drops and chat about it with all our people. You can recommend segment names and they will be chosen.
Yeah, it'll happen.
100%. Every segment name recommendation will be chosen for every individual segment.
Yep, we've got to fill out these really short podcasts that we do.
That's right. Yeah. And you can, at some point soon, go to twitch.tv/each to their own. We will be streaming again, probably from February.
I'd say so. We're going to have our lovely start of year meeting in about a fortnight. So after that, I think we'll know what we're going to be doing, and it'll be very exciting.
Yep. Unless there's, a reason for us just to jump on and play a thing. Yeah. If one of us wants to do that.
If I want to play Seasons, which drops on January 31st, so I'll probably play it in February, so never mind.
Yeah, nice. Fair.
Yeah.
But yes, you can find us over there as well. And I think that's all the things.
That's all the things. And I forgot to say, for all those videos, if you want to see those videos, you can go to youtube.com/each to their own. But if you only want to listen to them, you can head to any audio-based platform and just type in ETTO's Catch Up, ETTO's Catch Up, and you'll find us.
Yep. Catch and up, not catch up like the source,
not the source
of your gaming news.
Hey!
Right here.
That's us. I'm going to go have a shower.
Yeah, do it.
Have a shower.
I'm going to maybe go get a haircut.
Oh!
Yeah, I'm going to try. There's a place down the road called The Hair Place. That's where I went and got my haircut last
They only sell rabbits.
Time. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
So
that didn't sound totally fine, but good luck. It was totally fine.
Well, it was a haircut.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. Well, you'd expect better from The Hair Place. God.
That's right.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Expect better of your hair place.